Hello and welcome to Bloodborne, a walkthrough. This game I highly admire to anyone who has a PS4 and who has or has not played any of the Dark Souls games, 1, 2, or even Demon Souls. So, I mean, the story goes really depth, the gameplay is very fun, very fast-paced, and mostly the atmosphere. It's probably my favorite thing in this game that you really want to take in when you play. So, let's go ahead and start a new game.
Oh, yeah. Pale blood. Well, you've come to the right place. Yarnam is the home of blood ministration. You need only unravel its mystery. But where's an outsider like yourself to begin? Easy, with a bit of Yarnam blood of your own. But first, you'll need a contract.
Alright, welcome to your character design. You can go in depth as you want, but I'm going to keep it very simplistic. And actually what I like to do is make an appearance first before I pick a name. And let's see, I'll just mess around with this until I find some kind of theme to go with. Alright, I'd like you guys to meet Chad, who is from California, enjoys a lot of solo sports like surfing and skimboarding, and he likes hanging out with the buds on Monday night to watch the game. Alright, so the only thing that really matters in terms of making a character is your origin, which ranges from average to nothing if you want to challenge, and then a bunch of different skill sets, if you will. See, on my first playthrough I did troubled childhood because of the endurance. So if you want to be able to move around for long periods of time, that's your go-to. A professional, which is high skill, which is what I'm going to do, because I want to do a more of a fast kind of build. And then military, so yeah, use more strength builds. So, I mean, up to you, whatever choice you would like to have.
Good. All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
Ah, you found yourself a hunter.
Welcome to the clinic, Eyes Clinic, because I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Isefka, I think it is. Welcome to Yarnam. And just some background information on this place. This is the home of a process called blood administration, which people have essentially discovered through some weird blood qualities, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. Essentially have bettered themselves as people by going through this process, become stronger humans and all that. But in doing so, it has kind of corrupted them and turned them into monsters. So what you just underwent was a blood transfusion, which is essentially getting away with the beasthood inside you so you don't become corrupt. Hence the monster being burnt up right there, the werewolf symbolism right there. So in doing so, you become a hunter, so now it's your duty to go and slay the beast. So let's get started. Well, I guess you're a pale blood. Whatever that means. Head down these stairs. And in terms of the little guys that kind of surrounded you, those are called messengers, and they're pretty harmless. You'll find out that they're kind of quote-unquote cute later on. See the pots on their heads, but essentially they're left by players and the developers with messengers. So, sorry, with messages. And they also, let's see if I can find one. Surely there's one over here. There has to be. Yeah, okay, see those red spots kind of coming out of the ground? There's a little red, okay, I'll just walk over, whatever. Never mind, they went away. Here's one, specters. So those are other players in the past who have died. So that's kind of interesting, but yeah, messengers, they don't do anything. So go ahead and fight this werewolf. And you're supposed to die here, as I'm used to Dark Souls right there, trying to do a two-hand. There we go. And yeah, you're supposed to die here, so don't worry about it if you can't beat this guy. I'm going to try to, just for fun. Yeah. Let's see. Ha! Okay. Actually doing pretty well, usually. You'll tend to find out that some enemies you're just not good at. You can't really go against them as well as the next person, but that's this guy for me. These werewolves, I am not good at fighting them. Luckily there's not too many. Oh, okay. So, there's my first death. Now, and you'll see, you'll wake up in a strange state. Welcome to the Hunter's Dream, a place you'll be visiting quite often. This is essentially your hub for the entire game. This is where you can level up, you can buy stuff, and you can teleport to other lamps you have visited. So, if it's your first time playing this kind of game from Software, you can walk around to all these messages left by the developers and learn about the controls, or you can just simply look it up. I'm gonna show you around a little bit. So over here, you have these messengers where you can buy stuff from and also sell back. So you can buy some weapons, some guns, some armor, a couple things here, and the more you play through rather, the more stuff you'll have unlocked that you can purchase. Up here on the left are these tombstones. These are for chalice rituals, which I'm not going to do on this playthrough, but I will go back sometime in the future and go through all of them. But for now I'm just going to stick to more of just the main game kind of stuff. Let's see, over here, more messengers will show up here where you can buy with insight. But they're not there yet. Now down this hidden kind of path. And this is only here just because of I pre-ordered this from GameStop, I believe it was, and they gave me these two extras. But essentially you can basically decide here what do you want your messengers to wear. So I don't know, we'll make them classy. Nice. So yeah, they're silly kind of creatures. I don't know why they make them so scary in the very beginning, but they literally do nothing. Alright, coming back down here. Yeah, just an abandoned doll. No way you're going to actually use that in the future. And up here, we have a door. We cannot go through yet, but soon enough. Alright, so now you can decide on which weapon. Now, depending on where your base stats are, will probably determine which weapon you want to get. The Assault Cleaver, which is the general, middle ground for everything. You have the Threaded Cane, which is more of a quick, less damage, but quick attacks and succession. And then the Hunter's Axe, sorry. And you can basically take the Hunter's Axe through the entire game. You can take any of these throughout the entire game, but I know my first playthrough, the Hunter Axe, took me through the entire game, all the way to the very end, so I used that all the way through. Highly recommend that weapon, but I'm going to go with the Assault Cleaver just to mix it up. Alright, come on up to the second gift. Choose a pistol. You save the pistol and then the blunderbuss, which is a shotgun, and then just more shoots a single bullet. With guns in this game, obviously you don't want a gun to do damage. It's more of a strategic kind of thing, so you can do visceral attacks for the most part and kind of distract people. So you probably want the shotgun if you want to do that. Unless you can use the hunter's pistol for, I don't know, bringing guys out one at a time when there's a big group. And up here is our last one, which is a notebook, which I haven't really used, so whatever. But we got all the weapons, so I think it's time we get our revenge. Travel back to the first floor Sickroom. And we're back. Alright. It's time. Trick weapons generally have a longer range version that does more damage, and then a quick version. I'm going to stay with the quick version just because of my skill. Hey! Just a little bit easier. And they drop 3 blood vials, which is very nice of them, and which you use for health. So, no Estus in this game. In fact, blood vials, I prefer them just because they work so quickly. And then let's take our first steps out of there. Immediately go straight forward. Pick up some quicksilver bullets. Back here is a shortcut we will use later on in a number of episodes, but we're gonna head through here.